Zhao Shanghao. Good morning. It is an honor to address the International Finance Forum. And let me first say congratulations on your 20th anniversary. Over 2 decades, you have built this event into an important platform for dialogue on pressing economic issues. There is no better forum to take on the challenge of fostering revitalization and cooperation in a fragmenting world economy. And there is no better place to consider this than Guangzhou, the city of flowers, a place where innovation and trade have blossomed for centuries. Your theme of New Capital, New Value, New World is fertile ground for your discussions. To start, it is true, we are in a new world. After 3 years of COVID, war, and worsening climate disasters, it is clear we live in a more shock-prone world. We must adapt. The good news is that the world economy has shown resilience. We project global growth in positive territory, but only at around 3% for the next several years. That number masks a deepening divergence between countries and regions. Asia is doing better than other regions, with China alone contributing more than 30% of global growth this year. But momentum has slowed. Our latest Asia-Pacific growth forecast for 2024 is down slightly. The region faces significant headwinds. If inflation remains stubbornly high, we could see tighter for longer monetary policy dampening growth prospects. The risk of a longer real estate downturn in China could deepen the regional slowdown. And fragmentation presents a significant challenge for Asia's trade-focused economies. New research in our Asia-Pacific economic outlook shows that de-risking could cost over 4% of global GDP. The region is also sensitive to energy prices, which could spike in reaction to geopolitical tensions. How can policymakers respond? Where inflation is still above target, authorities should maintain restrictive monetary policy. This is a must until inflation durably falls to target and expectations are firmly re-anchored. And supervisors should remain vigilant to risks to financial stability. In China, macroeconomic policies have been broadly appropriate. There is still much room to reorient public spending towards social protection. This cushions households from shocks and promotes consumption. Expedited market-based restructuring of troubled real estate developers is also needed. Since public debt remains high across most of the region, the ongoing gradual fiscal consolidation has to continue. But countries must also make the investment that will add new value to the region, the second part of your theme. Think of building green and digital infrastructure, upskilling people, improving healthcare. How will the region find the new capital it needs? In 3 ways. Mobilize more domestic revenue. Tax policy changes can help. Reprioritize spending away from inefficient subsidies. Make reforms to improve the business climate, which helps draw in new private capital. The IMF is helping our Asia-Pacific members implement domestic policies in these areas. And we are working to revitalize international cooperation. Drawing on the collective strength of our members, we have injected $1 trillion in liquidity and reserves since the start of the pandemic. This includes the historic $650 billion SDR allocation in 2021 and a 5-fold increase in zero-interest lending to our poorest members through our Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust. At the recent IMF annual meetings in Marrakesh, we closed the fundraising gap in this trust, with over 40 countries contributing, a remarkable show of solidarity. Our members also made progress on debt resolution for countries in debt distress and on increasing the IMF's permanent resources. These are just a few ways that international cooperation is flowering today. May your discussions in Guangzhou help many more flowers to bloom and bring a new spring of global cooperation. 谢谢。